In a developing story, people who live near St. Francis Hospital, near 61st and Yale in South Tulsa, are divided over a new parking garage expansion plan by the health system.
The plan was approved by the city's Board of Adjustments and by the nearby homeowners associations, but not everyone agrees with the results of the vote. Fox 23's Devin Lyon joins us live from a neighborhood near 61st and Yale. Devin, the people living where you're at will feel the biggest impact from the construction.
That's right, guys. St. Francis Health System says they've been working with their neighbors to try to meet that approval that they got to expand that employee parking garage behind me. They say it's going to significantly free up patient parking at the hospital. However, like you said, not everybody was on board with it.
I specifically ask you to please consider, members of the board, to physically go and explore and investigate that area before you make a final decision, because you will see it overpowers those homes.
People living in the Warrenton neighborhood near 61st and Yale are divided over a new parking garage expansion at St. Francis. People who live by the development space spoke at the City of Tulsa's Board of Adjustment meeting Tuesday evening before the project was approved.
You know, the communications with St. Francis have been less than forthcoming.
The fact that they're working on light pollution, sound pollution, and just smog pollution from that will be a huge help.
Here's a look at the current employee parking garage that will be repaired for an 18-month period. It will then expand into some of the green space to the south. The small green space separating the construction and the neighborhood is all St. Francis property. St. Francis says they've worked with the neighborhood and the homeowners association to get an approval vote to expand slightly into that space. Some in the neighborhood believe that poll did not include everyone affected.
Just that the vote was very frustrating. And right now, I've contested it on lots of reasons, but a main reason is that the number of yes votes required was not reached. They had thought that there were 142 lots in Warrenton, however, there are 144. And if you do 86 over 144, it does not meet the 60% required for the yes vote.
We are dancing on a percentage, and sometimes people want to misrepresent that there is not a majority of people that are for this. There is a majority of people that are for this.
The construction is already beginning. The hospital says they're setting up safeguards to try and limit the impact on the neighborhood, like planting more trees in the green space and setting up sound barriers.
Many concerns that we've addressed through multiple meetings with the HOA and also here today. And the concerns, we continue to work to improve the architecture of the building and the structure. And so in order to do that, we work to mitigate those concerns and still have an ongoing relationship with the Warrenton HOA to allow that to occur.
The construction is expected to last about 3 years and will add roughly 1,400 employee parking spaces with this new garage. There's been no mention from the neighborhood HOA on planning to challenge this expansion. Live in Tulsa, covering news that matters, Devin Lyon, Fox 23 News.
The hospital originally planned to increase the height of the current garage, but after feedback from neighbors, the wider option is what was presented and approved earlier this year by an HOA vote from people living in the neighborhood.